As Miami Heat star Kel'el Ware has been challenged by head coach Erik Spoelstra throughout the offseason, training camp, and currently in preseason, the motivation has no doubt led to development and success. While the Heat center has goals for his sophomore season, he had another impressive preseason performance that led to praise from Spoelstra. Though winless in preseason, there have been many bright spots like Ware in the 120-104 loss to the Orlando Magic, who scored a game-high 24 points on 9 of 17 shooting from the field, 2 of 4 from deep, to go along with 10 rebounds. Coming off multiple double-double outings, Spoelstra said he is encouraged by the progress he's making as it goes far beyond the stat sheet, according to the Miami Herald. "I'm encouraged by it," Spoelstra said. "Look, everybody has so much attention on him, and what I'm going to say about him? He's getting better. You can see the talent. I would much rather coach somebody who's willing to be coached, who can put up 24 points and 10 rebounds, and figure out how to get those winning moments during the course of a game," Spoelstra said. "That's where we are." Heat's Erik Spoelstra on playing Kel'el Ware with Bam Adebayo. With the speculation of whether the Heat will start Ware this upcoming season, that remains to be seen, but he has no doubt impressed Spoelstra in not just racking up points and rebounds, but playing winning basketball. Spoelstra would highlight Ware's presence on the offensive glass that impressed him. "He did some impressive things," Spoelstra said. "I love the way he was on the offensive glass, and we'll just continue to work with him." Last season, Ware started a majority of games in the second half of the season, headlining a front court with Bam Adebayo that ended up being productive. However, they have yet to log any minutes this preseason, with either Jovic starting alongside Adebayo, and on Sunday, that saw Ware started when the All-Star was inactive. "Well, we did see some good moments with them last year, and I'll continue to be open to it," Spoelstra said. "We're looking at some other things right now, but all things are on the table." Fans will have to wait and see if Spoelstra ends up starting Ware along with Adebayo, but the Heat is preparing for the regular season on October 22nd against the Orlando Magic. The Miami Heat are entering the franchise's first full season without Jimmy Butler on the roster since 2018. Miami will be entering this year with a retooled roster centered around Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo, with hopes of staying competitive in the Eastern Conference. Adebayo is entering his 9th season with the Heat and will once again be expected to anchor the team on both ends of the floor. The 28-year-old center remains one of the league's most versatile big men, capable of defending all 5 positions while facilitating offense. Last season, Adebayo averaged 18.1 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.7 blocks across 34.3 minutes per game. With Butler gone, his leadership and consistency will be even more critical as Miami enters a new era. Adebayo appeared in Miami's first 3 preseason games before receiving a night off from coach Erik Spoelstra on Sunday against the Orlando Magic. Adebayo returned to the lineup a day later on Monday against the Atlanta Hawks as the big man builds up his workload for the upcoming season. Unfortunately for Adebayo, he was removed from the game and headed to the locker room in the third quarter after landing awkwardly, with Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald noting it appeared to be a left ankle. However, the Heat made a formal announcement moments later, revealing Adebayo had suffered a right knee contusion. Miami subsequently ruled him out of the game. Update: Bam Adebayo will not return to tonight's game, the team wrote on X. This is a concerning development for Miami as Adebayo was expected to take another step forward this year. If he's forced to miss time, second-year big man Kel'el Ware would likely be called upon to fill the void. While Ware is still developing, his size and athleticism offer intriguing upside as a rim protector and rebounder. Adebayo's absence would be felt immediately, given his success during his Heat tenure as a 3-time All-Star and 5-time All-Defensive selection. He's also been remarkably durable, playing in 70 or more games in each of the last 3 seasons. The Miami Heat have already overhauled their roster after a disappointing 2024-25 season, but a new trade proposal imagines a bold swing for one of the NBA's most polarizing stars, Zion Williamson. In the trade proposal pitched by Bleacher Report's Andy Bailey, Miami would send Terry Rozier, Jamie Jaquez Jr., Kasparas Giacchionis, and 4 first-round picks, 2026, 2028, a top 5 protected 2030, and a lottery-protected 2032, to the New Orleans Pelicans in exchange for Williamson. The idea comes with obvious risk, given Williamson's injury history, but it also represents a potential game-changing move for a franchise known for its disciplined culture and willingness to bet on elite talent. A high-risk, high-reward gamble for Zion Williamson. Williamson's durability has been a constant talking point since he entered the league. Yet when healthy, few players can match his combination of power, explosiveness, and efficiency. In 2024-25, Williamson averaged 24.6 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 5.3 assists in 30 games, showcasing his ability to impact every facet of the game before injuries once again interrupted his season. Those numbers illustrate why his ceiling remains so tantalizing. Williamson was one of the NBA's most efficient scorers before being shut down. The Heat, meanwhile, have reset their roster since parting ways with Jimmy Butler, bringing in Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, and rookie Kel'el Ware while leaning more heavily on Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro. Adding Williamson to that mix alongside Herro and Adebayo would form a dynamic trio built around youth, athleticism, and offensive firepower. Bailey's trade concept envisions a scenario where Miami's no-nonsense culture and conditioning program could help Williamson reach sustained elite form, writing that a disciplined, in-shape version of Williamson, potentially molded by the Heat's no-nonsense approach, could lead Miami right back to contention. Zion Williamson's transformation. Williamson has been one of the most talked-about players of the 2025 preseason after a dramatic physical transformation. Following an intense offseason under Pelicans performance director Daniel Bove, he reportedly lost around 40 pounds and said, "He feels the healthiest I've been since college." His training included boxing sessions, football field conditioning drills, and a revamped nutrition and recovery program. Beyond the physical work, Williamson also spent time with sports psychologists to improve his professional discipline and mindset. Team executives have emphasized that he's being held accountable at an unprecedented level. This combination of physical reshaping and mental reset has sparked optimism across the league. Many believe that if Williamson can stay on the court for 60 or more games, New Orleans could return to playoff contention. New Orleans Pelicans' new direction. The Pelicans are entering a new era after a 21-61 finish last season, one that saw Brandon Ingram traded, and a major roster overhaul. Williamson and DeJounte Murray now headline a retooled group that also includes Jordan Poole, Kevin Looney, Saddiq Bey, and lottery picks Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Head coach Willie Green has emphasized that health and chemistry will define the team's potential, while Herb Jones and Trey Murphy III continue to anchor an improved defensive core. Trading Williamson would mark a dramatic shift from the optimism surrounding his resurgence, but Bailey's proposed return, highlighted by multiple first-round picks, 2 promising prospects, and an established veteran in Rozier, would give New Orleans a deep pool of assets for its next phase. Miami Heat's path back to contention. The Heat are also seeking to re-establish themselves in the Eastern Conference after finishing 37-45 and being swept in the first round last year. With Erik Spoelstra focused on reshaping the team's identity around toughness, depth, and youth, adding Williamson could be a franchise-altering move. Pairing him with Adebayo's defense and Herro's shooting could create one of the most versatile cores in the league, provided Williamson's health holds up. For now, the idea remains speculative, but the fit is intriguing. A rejuvenated, disciplined Williamson in Miami's culture is the kind of gamble that could either revive a dynasty or reshape 2 franchises for years to come.